All right. Man, that's all I can say. This was a sensitive conversation dealing with child abuse as well as narcotics. So because it was sensitive information, I wasn't able to record, but I did take a lot of information, and I just continue to keep getting blown away just as far as what goes down around here, if you will. And with that being said, we'll see if we can talk about some of the things that I learned. Always keep your head on the swivel. Okay. Seatbelt. Just real quick. There's 4 different types of child abuse: physical, sexual, negligence, and emotional. And emotional is the hardest to prove. There's over 3 million reports made yearly about child abuse. In 2019 alone in Tennessee, 75,759 reports were taken. In 2020, 67,158 child abuse reports were taken in the state of Tennessee. So much information dealing with mandatory reporting. I believe it's there's a code basically stating that everyone is shall, which means must, report. Even if you suspect child abuse, you got to report it. Just for example, like if a hospital hears someone saying something about suicide, they have to report it for legal purposes. A report of child abuse is made every 10 seconds, and 90% of victims know their perpetrators when it comes to child abuse. 68% are abused by their family. 31% of women incarcerated in the U.S. today have been abused as children. 60% of the individuals in drug rehabilitation reported being abused as a child. Abuse ends up becoming a cycle to where the victim can one day be doing the same thing. Talked about pedophilia, preferential predators, and situational predators. We talked about those things. I'll ask you to look those up. Also, a lot of false reporting going on, especially when it comes to ex-husband, ex-wives, and things of that nature. Try to get over. So you gotta be on it. You gotta be on it. The things I see and what we talk about. This is a unique, so it's a very unique career field, especially when you're dealing with child abuse. And like I said, we saw a lot of pictures. There was a lot of examples, and we talked about in detail. So I couldn't have that information up, serious business. But it just gave me it's a lot, even gotten to the point of, children being born addicted to drugs, we got into aggravated rape, sexual battery, aggravated sexual rape, statutory rape, rape of a child. You can go to your state bureau of investigation to review the sex offenders. There's also technicalities where charges can be dropped to include competence. So there's various loopholes. We also talked about narcotics and confidential informants, search warrants. We talked about meth and powder cocaine, heroin, stolen firearms. I believe it's govdeals.com. We're able to go and bid for items that were seized by the police. So this is week 5, man. It's just insight you normally couldn't get unless you're actually in the class, not necessarily watching TV or a movie. So again, I thank you for going to your local citizen and signing up for your local Citizens of Police Academy. I thank you in advance for donating what you felt this message was worth to you by clicking the link there and liking, following, subscribing what we're doing. Go back and review the other weeks that we've completed, as we will be going into week 6. A lot of information. But we focused on child abuse and narcotics today. And man, You know, it's hard, especially, I mean, not hard, but I mean, you're a human being and you're dealing with this as a profession every day. And you got to not only be integral and not corrupt, but then you got to sit here and fight the good fight, you know? So I just feel like it's a lot for a human being. It's a lot for a human being. And, you know, it's a good perspective for me to get a better understanding of just how it works, what law enforcement's all about, you know, what our law enforcement has to go through psychologically, emotionally. A lot of the law enforcement I was talking to, you know, just they had to shift, you know, task, if you will, because the task they were doing for years and years to include child abuse was something that they just could not psychologically avoid. As much as they tried to sweep it under the rug or not leave their work, not take their work home with them. But when, you know, every day when you're going through these situations and you're dealing with enforcing the law and things of that nature, you know, again, I'm just rambling, but you know, it just gives you an appreciation for what our law enforcement men and women go through. And I pray that, you know, we're all integral as citizens and residents, but at the same time, obviously, our law enforcement is integral in their work too. So, Donovan Hylton, again, just reaching out to you. Boys, this is deep, and I want to make sure you sign up for your local Citizens Police Academy. Hey, you guys have a good night. Peace.